Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to a brand new video. Time is now 7:13 a.m. on Saturday 24th of May. I literally just woke up like 2 or 3 minutes ago. Hope everyone's having a fantastic week. Unfortunately, the weather has turned as of yesterday afternoon, which is very annoying because I was supposed to have paddle today at 12, and honestly I think it might be rained off. So that is to be confirmed, but fear not, because we have a fantastic video planned anyways, as always. So today's video is going to be like a full day of eating of sorts. Not like a proper full day of eating because I've got a meal out this evening. However, despite that, I thought it'll be a good way to show you like a realistic day of eating. Because throughout this series, I've been talking about different ways to kind of like stick to fat loss. One of those being calorie banking to help you with social plan. So I'm going to put that in action today and show you a live demonstration of it. But first thing on the agenda is to wake up and then need to get myself ready because I want to get to the shops and do my food shop as soon as they open. Come back, maybe I'll have time to do a bit of food prep before paddle. And when I come back, I want to talk about the structure of what today's going to look like food wise, because you know it needs to kind of be centered around calorie banking and saving calories for this evening. So sit back, relax and enjoy the video. Summer Shred episode 13. Let's do this. This morning's weigh-in 192.2. Another new low. Let's go. Okay folks, so I've just done the food shop. I have drunk a fair bit of water today, but I haven't had any food yet, so we'll go ahead and do a physique check. And I haven't done one of these, well, not pre-food, in a couple of weeks. So this one looking like relax from the front and from the side, and then a bit of flex from the front. Not gonna lie, I'm starting to feel a little bit lean. I just feel it on myself, like just little things like, you know, waistband being a bit looser, clothes feeling a bit looser. Just, yeah, I think well, I've broken around the 5 kilo barrier now. We're about 5 kilos down since the start of the cut. So it's a fairly significant amount of weight that's gone off me. And I do feel like my physique is starting to show it. Don't get me wrong, I still don't feel lean per se, but we're definitely getting there. And starting to see more details come through week on week. Muscles still got a nice bit of density to them, so we're in a good spot. Now that that's done, let's talk about the game plan for today. Right, so I did already have like a plan for today, but unfortunately it's already hit a bit of a snag. Not an ideal start to the day, but paddle was supposed to be at 12. It's been cancelled, so that was supposed to be my activity for the day, and I was kind of going to structure my eating around paddle and then around this meal later this evening. Technically I do have time to go to open gym, but my body's quite sore from weight training this week. I've trained with weights 3 days so far this week. I've just had a look at the Playtomic app and it looks like there are some games today, but they're all later on and quite a far distance from me, which just isn't going to work. So I found some games tomorrow morning that would have done the trick, but that would crash at my haircut, and I also need to make sure that I edit today's video to be ready for tomorrow evening. Basically what I'm trying to tell you is that I've got no activity plan for today as of now, which is a bit annoying because my original strategy was to eat a small meal before paddle, a larger meal of around 1,000 calories post paddle. That would save me 1,000 calories for this evening, which would have been an ideal scenario. So I think the most sensible thing to do in this scenario is to just stick to the original plan. So I think I'm going to do 2 750 cal meals, one now and then one mid-afternoon or something like that. Maybe we'll do a few less calories and save a few more for tonight. But either way, we'll do that. We'll do 2 meals and then we'll look to save maybe 1,000 to 1,200 calories for this evening. Not really ideal on a non-training day, but I'm just going to deal with it and we just go again tomorrow. Is anyone else like me in the sense that when you have something planned and then it falls through and it kind of like has a compound effect on your day? I just don't like it when this happens. Like I've had a plan for today. I wanted to stick to it. I wanted it to go how I wanted it to go. But you know what guys, this is a valuable lesson for life. Sometimes it just doesn't go as anticipated and you just got to deal with it and carry on. Now I am bloody starving. It's 10 past 10. I haven't eaten a single thing yet today. So let's go ahead and get meal 1 ready. Guys, you're not going to believe this. There's been another plot twist in today's events. Paddle is back on, which means the original plan can go ahead as originally expected, which is fantastic news. Great timing as well, because I'd started cooking, and if I left it any later I probably would have been eating too close to paddle. Time is now 10:48, so this is gonna be a good hour to digest. And also with this updated fantastic news, I've added a few carbs onto this first meal. So I've got my usual breakfast wrap. You all know how that goes. I've got 100 grams of blueberries. I've got this very disheveled looking banana. It's only a small one, about 70-80 grams I'd say. And I've got a scoop of Performer chocolate peanut butter flavour and 5 grams of creatine mixed with water, which is not ideal. I normally have oat milk, but I mixed this before I got the news that paddle was back on. So hence I've added the banana for a few extra carbs. Right, I'm absolutely starving, so let me sync this and then I'll let you know what this looks like macro wise. honestly, it was all going well until the protein shake and the banana, because the wrap was fantastic as always. Blueberries, actually, Aldi's blueberries have been hit and miss recently. A lot of times they've been really sour, but thankfully this packet today seemed to be largely okay. But protein shakes mixed with water just taste, they're just not nice. Like, I wouldn't drink protein shakes unless I had to. I feel like I have to because, you know, it's an easy 25 grams of protein in a shake, but give or take. And with me aiming for like 200 plus, like it's more like 220 these days. Like, I can hit 200 grams of protein fairly easily with just food. But to get that extra boost, I typically need to have one of these in. And I think that banana was just a bit too far gone. I wouldn't mind if it was just like, you know, a little bit overripe, but like that was just, no, that wasn't good. But anyways, where that leaves us for today so far. So everything total there was 631 calories, 57 grams of protein, 70 grams of carb, and 15 grams of fat with 7 grams of fibre. I'm quite surprised that the fibre is fairly low there. But either way, 631 calories to start the day. Plenty of protein, plenty of carbs. That should keep me fueled through paddle. Now I'm going to wash up and have a little stretch, so I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Alright, we're back from paddle, and it's safe to say it was a sweaty affair today. I think my undergroup sweat has just about started to dissipate. But yeah, really good games today. We won the first one, lost the second. Halfway through the third, the time ran out, so we couldn't actually play it out. But you know, we already had one life lesson in this video, and we've got another one right here. Sometimes you play well, sometimes you don't play so well, or as Gennaro Gattuso would say, sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit. But that is just how it goes sometimes. I also mentioned the Playtomic app earlier and trying to find another game. Well, I actually booked on. I thought, you know, if I really want to get better at paddle, I should take more opportunities to play, which I have been doing. And so I've actually booked in on Monday morning, the bank holiday morning, to play with a group of strangers. I think it's probably the next logical thing, is I need to start playing with like new people. So I'm booked in for that bright and early on Monday. It'll get me up and out of the house on the bank holiday Monday. But as for right now, I can't really eat so soon after some intense exercise, so I'm gonna chill for a little bit. Then once I'm hungry, I'm gonna get my next meal ready. I'll show you that, and then we'll take it from there. So the time is now 3:30. I'm absolutely starving, so I've done myself some teriyaki noodles, nice and low calorie, high protein. And then I'm trying a new Aldi protein product. It's a a Sunday protein pudding. I just had a stroke. Yeah, this thing has 170 calories with 20 grams of protein, chocolate caramel flavor. It looks really tasty, and of course I'm gonna be eating this with a teaspoon, because everybody knows that desserts taste better with a teaspoon. So I need to make sure I eat this soon, because I'll be going out for, I need to make sure I get showered and get ready for later. So let me eat this, and then we'll talk about the macros and what that leaves us for this evening. I ate that quite quickly, and I feel a little bit uncomfortable now. But either way, that was a really nice solid meal with just 480 calories as well. Literally 480 calories. 52 protein, 49 carb, and 8 grams of fat. Now, to be honest, I would have liked to have a bit more protein, but like, I just can't stomach it. That was enough. Now, where that leaves us for today is 1,111 calories, 110 protein, 119 carb, 23 grams of fat. So we still have 1,389 calories left for a nice little meal out this evening, which I think is plenty. In my head I was going to get like a pizza, maybe a starter as well, so I don't think that'll be, like, I might go a tiny bit over actually, but that's okay. It's way better doing this than not saving calories and having, like, you know, those extra calories on top of a normal day's routine anyways. As I say, it would have been nice to have a bit more protein today, but like, it's fine. I've done 110 grams. I'll just do what I can to make sure that I boost that. Maybe afterwards, maybe after I get home later, I might still have a protein yogurt or something just to boost the protein a bit more, but this is okay. And something for you to bear in mind as well, like if you're in this position where like you want to make sure that you save calories for a social event, you don't, like, I mean, it's better to be anal about the calories than the macronutrients. It's better to make sure that you still hit your calories rather than making sure you hit your protein goal, because like, for example, in my case right now, being in a cut, it's more important to me, like in a day's work, to make sure that like I make sure I hit the calorie goal first, and hitting the protein is kind of like a little bonus. Like, yes, you can still see results without like focusing on the protein and stuff. They wouldn't be as good. Like, I'm definitely prioritizing high protein meals for several reasons. But yeah, just as a general rule, make sure you get your calories and health first, and then macronutrients probably going to be second in the chain. Anyways, I plan on leaving in about like an hour and a quarter, so I best get in the shower and start getting ready. Good morning, guys. It is 6:50 a.m. on the following Sunday. I understand I had a very sudden end to filming yesterday, which is annoying. I didn't plan to do that, but yeah, some unexpected things popped up, and thankfully I thought I was going to be late for my dinner. Thankfully I wasn't. I was able to just like get in the car and drive
in a spirited manner to get to my destination on time. But all was well in the end. I enjoyed the really nice pizza last night, but just with the day not 100% going to plan, I wasn't actually able to film like an outro or anything for the video. But you basically saw the gist of what I was trying to show you. So like calorie banking is something that I've spoken about in a previous video in this series. So I just wanted to show you what it would look like on like a realistic day when you have like plans to eat out at some stage, which, let's be honest, especially on weekends, most people do. But the plan for today, I've already been awake for like an hour. Like my body just wakes me up at 6, so I've got to try and get back to sleep. But I mean, I've been laying here for an hour, so I don't think that's going to happen. I've got a haircut at 9:30, and then I've got a roast dinner with the family. Going to spend some time editing this video, and then I'm going to head to my buddy Ryan's house to watch the UFC. Today's a rest day from all sports and all activity. I'm not going to be doing anything. My body definitely needs it. But I think I'm going to finish this video out by showing you like some of the data that I've actually charted out on the cut so far, because it's been like, you know, 3 months. So let's go ahead and do that. The post pizza weigh-in, 190.6. That's another new low. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my chart right here so you can see the progress I've made so far on a visual kind of thing. And I've got it on my phone as well, so I can see it from my side as well. Because I take the data in such like a large amount, and because I do it for a long time, yes, I get a good idea of trends. But it doesn't mean that there's definitely a few like erroneous readings at some stages. Like that's just the way it goes with like weigh-ins, and I feel like I had them this morning with a 190.6. That said, you know, the progress has been very consistent. As you can see on the chart, like it's been a continuous, well, other than the first month, it's been pretty much a continuous downward trend. So I'm really happy with how things are going at the moment. As far as my weigh-ins go, like the specific weigh-ins by themselves, like we're looking at about 5 kilos down now across the whole cut in about like 3 months, which, you know, could have been faster, could have been slower. Am I happy with that? Absolutely yes. Especially considering I've had a couple of problems along the way. Like the first month, definitely not going to plan. Losing muscle when I went into a heavy deficit, and you know, we've fixed them. We've taken it all in our stride, and overall, as a long-term trend, things are very much going the right way. And once again, I know I've spoken about this probably in a few previous videos, but I want to mention it again because it's so worthwhile and it's so true. Like, you can't expect to have like meaningful results in a short amount of time. Like, what really, in my eyes, what really separates winners from, you know, those who struggle to get the wins is, you know, the ability to do things for a really uncommonly long amount of time. Like, you have to have it like a long-term behavioral change. Like everything that I've been doing, especially in the past month when I re-upped my calories to, you know, 2,500 to stop myself losing muscle, what I'm doing is so sustainable. I could so easily make this my new normal daily and just do it for as long as I wanted to, until like, I don't know, maybe stop losing fat or whatever, or like it'll probably get to a stage where I either needed to up my calories or decrease them depending on my goal, or my goal might change. There's loads of variables, but the point I'm trying to make is that like what I'm doing is sustainable. I can do this. I'm happy doing this. Not only am I enjoying my meals and not really dealing with a huge amount of hunger. Don't get me wrong, I am dealing with a small amount of hunger. That is part and parcel of being on a cut, but it's definitely manageable. I'm not in a miserable mood because of my food. In fact, like I'm really enjoying the meals that I'm having, and I'm still enjoying snacks too. It's just a good place I'm in right now, and I'm just going to carry on with it while it is good. So yeah, it's business as usual until I go away to Budapest, which is like towards the end of June. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can achieve in that time frame. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I would like to thank you so much for watching. As always, if you've got any questions related to a fat loss, fitness, or anything like that, just leave them below and I'll make sure I address them. Remember to leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date with this series. Episode 13 is in the books, so I'll see you in the next one. Peace.